The renowned psychologist William Damon once pointed out that in today's society, a growing number of young people experience what's known as drifting. So, what is this drifting state? Simply put, it's the feeling of being lost, unmotivated, and unable to find direction or meaning in life. It's like an invisible shackle imprisoning the soul of the youth. Many people follow the conventional path: go to school, enter university, graduate, get a job, earn an income, maybe buy a car or a house, pay off debts, and so on. On the outside, everything seems to be on track, but deep down they feel life is monotonous and repetitive, lacking true value and meaning. In the US, nearly 45% of college students suffer from severe depression. Psychologists have even coined the term emerging adulthood, referring to how many young people fail to transition smoothly into adulthood after their youthful years, instead remaining stuck in a state of uncertainty between youth and maturity. The book we're exploring today, titled The Path to Purpose: How Young People Find Their Calling in Life, by Stanford professor William Damon, one of the world's leading experts on human development and ranked among the 50 most influential psychologists globally, reveals that young people today often lack motivation precisely because they lack clarity about their purpose. So, how can we build meaningful goals to avoid drifting aimlessly between youth and adulthood? That's what we'll dive into today. I hope this early year sharing on finding purpose helps guide you toward the right path so you can walk firmly on the journey that's truly meant for you, a journey that brings richness, meaning, freedom, and happiness. Which group do you belong to when it comes to having life goals? Look around. Many young people are either angry, frustrated, or lack motivation. This stems from abundant youthful energy with no clear outlet. The brain during youth develops rapidly and physical strength peaks, but without a strong, ambitious goal to pursue, it's easy to fall into emptiness and frustration. Based on his research, the author categorizes young people into 4 typical groups. The first group, the drifters. They prioritize comfort and ease. Interviews with them reveal no clear life goals. All they care about is how to enjoy life more. Their minds are preoccupied with entertainment, novelty, and social pleasures. About 25% of young people fall into this group. Is that wrong? Initially, this lifestyle feels enjoyable, but it often leads to suffering later. For example, constantly dining out, checking in at trendy spots, or binge-watching series brings only short-term excitement that soon fades when the novelty wears off. The second group, the dreamers. Dreamers have grand ideas but lack action. They talk about becoming stars or gaining recognition but never take realistic steps. This group also makes up about 25%. The third group, the shallow achievers. They're driven, goal-oriented, and determined to succeed, but their goals often stem from pride, ego, or a thirst for status. They chase credentials, promotions, and external validation. But once they achieve these milestones, they often lose interest or question their purpose. Motivation rooted in pride and status isn't sustainable. This group accounts for roughly 30%. The fourth group, the purpose-driven. These individuals, about 20% of young people, have clear, meaningful goals. They focus, strive, and see the deeper meaning behind their pursuits. There's also a small group outside of these 4, known as the misguided goal setters. They have clear goals but driven by revenge or opposition to society. In short, 80% of young people today live in a drifting state, either without goals or overwhelmed by misaligned goals. Which group do you fall into? And what defines a purpose-driven goal? What exactly is a well-oriented goal? Most people set goals by asking, what do I need to achieve? Or who do I want to become? These questions revolve around material or personal desires. The human brain naturally prefers measurable targets. For example, to master a language, you might set a goal to memorize a certain number of words. To land your dream job, you might need specific certifications. To buy a house by age 30 or save 500 million VND by 25. Such specific, number-driven goals create an illusion of productivity and progress toward success. But just ticking off these targets doesn't mean you're truly living with purpose. Remember, a goal is not just a target. A truly well-oriented goal is ambitious, stable, and answers the deeper why behind your actions. Why are you doing this? Why does it matter to you? The right goal serves as the root behind all your short-term objectives and fuels your daily motivation. Without it, you may achieve material or short-term success but still feel empty. For instance, many say their goal is to buy a house. It sounds like a long-term goal, but in reality, it's a material, short-term achievement. After 5 or even 10 years of hard work, they might finally buy the house, only to question its true importance or realize it doesn't bring the expected happiness. As the book Finite and Infinite Games explains, if your life revolves solely around achieving specific outcomes, status, wealth, recognition, you'll get trapped in a cycle of endless goals, unmet expectations, and eventual emptiness. Have you ever learned how to swim? What prevents you from sinking? Some say it's treading water. But treading in place doesn't guarantee you stay afloat. Renowned child psychologist Peter Gray says, "Swimming forward is what keeps you from sinking." Moving forward represents finding a direction and continuously progressing. That's how life becomes naturally balanced. Many people misunderstand balance as standing still, achieving a material goal, clinging to that success, and hoping life remains unchanged. But this often leads to drifting, boredom, and frustration. The author emphasizes, a stable goal must come from your inner calling. That's true life direction. Before setting any goal, find your direction first. It's more important than any specific target. Without the right direction, your goals will only leave you struggling with short-term material pursuits, leading to emptiness. A goal rooted in your inner calling brings meaning to yourself and contributes to the world. It aligns personal vision with societal purpose. The great psychologist Viktor Frankl wrote in Man's Search for Meaning, "Your goals must align with society's purpose." A noble goal doesn't require grand acts for humanity. It can be as simple as doing your ordinary job with extraordinary meaning. For example, the author once visited a small-town restaurant. The food wasn't exceptional, but the place hired only local youth, even troubled teens. Over time, those young people transformed into responsible, caring citizens. Curious, people asked the owner about this approach. He said, "Our mission is simple. Customers come in hungry, they leave with joy." Their service wasn't about maximizing profits, tips, or investments. It was about bringing happiness and solving real problems for people. If your work helps others and makes a difference, you found your true calling. To pursue a purpose-driven goal, 3 essential factors must intersect: ability, meaning, and joy. First, ability, a realistic self-assessment of your skills. Second, meaning, the impact your abilities can have on others. Third, joy, whether you feel happiness while using your skills this way. Imagine 3 overlapping circles. Where they intersect is your sense of mission, your clear life direction. When your personal goals align with society's needs and these 3 elements, you gain strength, persistence, and flow, where motivation arises naturally and work becomes fulfilling, joyful, and focused. The author suggests these practical steps to discover your purpose. Engage in enlightening conversations beyond your family circle. Observe how goal-oriented people work. Experience your first aha moment. Ask, what problems in the world need solving? Seek your second aha. How can I personally contribute to change? Define your purpose and take small actions. The book shares a touching story. A 6-year-old boy visiting Africa learned of the water crisis. He set a goal to raise funds for building wells, starting by saving pocket money, rallying donations, and eventually launching the Ryan's Well campaign. By his teen years, Ryan had funded hundreds of wells in Africa. When young people find a social cause and dedicate themselves early, they can create miracles. The next steps: seek family support. Increase efforts creatively and expand your impact. Learn essential skills to pursue your purpose. Improve execution ability. Cultivate optimism and confidence. Commit long-term to your purpose. Apply acquired skills and character to all life areas. This process starts with your inner calling, leading to a stable, meaningful goal, walking naturally, joyfully, and contributing value to yourself and the world. A sustainable goal requires a resilient mindset. You don't need to strain or struggle, but if you lack purity of heart, your purpose remains distant. The first mental shift is overcoming the instant success culture, rampant in today's society. Everyone asks, how much do I need to achieve financial freedom? Generations chase ever-changing material benchmarks. For young people today, the ultimate goal is financial freedom. While there's nothing wrong with pursuing it, if society only values wealth, success, and status, we risk worshiping utility over meaning. When utility becomes a societal obsession, more people, even children, are steered toward short-term material goals. This fosters three consequences: internal conflict, a sense of disconnection, and disillusionment with life. Parents often force academic success, strict monitoring, extra classes, and performance-focused behaviors to please adults, but this creates inner conflict and detachment from meaningful goals. Parents should sit in the passenger seat, not drive their child's life. When parents over-control, children lose autonomy and drift further from their true calling. What parents can do is understand their children, nurture curiosity, encourage self-expression, and spark excitement. That's genuine listening, searching for the flame within them. If you feel inner conflict pursuing socially imposed goals, pause, listen inward, and reignite your unique fire. This book isn't just for youth, it's for everyone. Reflect on how to support your children, but also ask yourself, can I begin shaping my life's purpose today? No matter your age, today is the youngest day of your life. The book's advice applies to us all. Anyone can start writing a new chapter at any moment. Thank you for listening. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone who needs it. Give us a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to catch our latest weekly videos. Once again, thank you. See you next time.